said, family, it is finally the day to test out these Death Monster Machete Fight subs that they sent me this past summer. Now, this is their older model that they discontinued, so they sent them to me and said, hey, throw them in your build, see what they do. And then, of course, after that, I got to give away some of these to y'all. Now, when I did my last build, I said if we got to 100,000 subscribers, I would give away all 8. We did not get to 100 at the time that build was done, but we still did pretty good. So I'm going to give away 4 of these to one of you lucky guys, and then the other 4, maybe I'll do another giveaway with them at some point. To be entered for that giveaway, guys, go to my Facebook page. Here in a week or so, I'll have a video up with the details for that. To be entered, you of course got to be subscribed to my YouTube channel, and you got to go like my Facebook page, so go do that. Now, in my last video, we ripped out the 8 avatar subs that I have in here. Of course, we are retiring this from being my show vehicle. Just going to be using it for reviews from here on out. But of course, box is still in here, and we still got the huge 20k amp by Death Bonds in this guy. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we throw 8 cheap subs on this thing and see what score we get. Now, each of these subs are dual 2 ohms, just like we had on the avatar subs. So we're going to wire each individual sub in series up to 4 ohms. We'll then run all 8 subs in parallel. Of course, we'll then be half an ohm in there on my 20k, just like we had the other subs, so it'll be interesting to compare and see what we get. Now, before I got those subs out, I ran a bunch of dB tests on them. All right, fellas, meter down in the kick. We have the car running, so we have a little bit better voltage. We have this window open like we normally do, that one closed. We're gonna start at a 40 hertz, see what we get, and then go from there. Let's try 43 hertz. Let's try 38 hertz. Try 36 hertz. 34 hertz. Let's try 32 hertz. Okay, we're gonna try 35 hertz. We're gonna try the door cracked open. Maybe that'll help. Try 36 hertz again. Now, best I could get this time was a 154.5, which I was kind of surprised at. I got a better score when I had the 8 American base subs in there. Any case, I wanted to go ahead and retest that, see what it did, just so when we get these guys in, we'll do the same test and just kind of see how that compares. Real quick, we gotta give a huge shout out to Alfred Audio, of course, the owner of Death Monts, for sending me these guys to test out for y'all and for being the sponsor of today's video. Real quick word from them, then back to the video. That's right, guys, of course. They sent me this stuff out of the kindness of their heart. So, 1, I can make a video for y'all. 2, so I could give this stuff away for y'all. And I cannot thank them enough. They have been a huge supporter of the channel. And they make absolutely awesome equipment that it has just been an absolute pleasure testing out, making videos with for y'all. Now, they have been running their holiday sales. Y'all, they have had stuff up to 35% off. There will, of course, be a link in the description below. Huge, just massive, massive savings if you're wanting to pick up stuff to build yourself a system, for the coming year. Now is definitely the time to jump on some of the deals and go do it. Once again, huge thank you to them. Now let's get back to it. Took entirely way too long, but hey, got all these guys in. All right, I could not get the 2 middle ones to seat properly, so I just flipped them over and inverted them. Figured that'd be kind of cool, do something different. Of course, guys, when you do this, you gotta switch the polarity for the 2 inverted subs. So that's this guy right here, so I just went over here and switched the positive and negative, so all these will be in phase together. these little guys get down, as you can see. That being said, they do get stinky, whereas obviously the avatars, I could just push them all day long, never smell them or anything. These guys take the power and burst. But having said, hey, they passed the floating anactum test. Now I know that's obviously nothing crazy, but remember guys, this is a no wall. If I had a B-pillar wall, we would be on a whole another level, which is what we're going to do with the next build when I get my new vehicle for the channel. I'm going to drive around with these guys for a few days, and then we're going to hook up the DB meter and the SMD meter so we can see how much power this thing puts out and see how loud these guys get. Okie dokie, fellas, got everything hooked up. Let's see how these do and how much power this amp is pushing out. One quick note about this amp. Went online, found the actual manual. Of course, this thing does 20,000 watts at 18 volts at 1 ohm, but at 14 volts, only does, I think, 12,000 watts. And I think if you dip down to 12 volts, only 10,000 watts. So again, that's a big reason why we're not getting a much better score. Last year when we had the two Tar Amps 8Ks, that was 16,000 watts at least 14 volts, if not 12 volts. So of course, technically this amp giving us less power. Now eventually I plan to run this at much higher voltage, so not a big deal. But for this system, we're just not getting the full potential that we could. Everything hooked up, driver's side window down. Let's start at 40 hertz, see what we get. The rose to 2 ohm, and we got 7,715 watts, 153.8. 38 hertz. Again, rising about 2 ohms, 8,000 watts, and I got a 154.1. 36 hertz. 8,500 watts. Oh, we still got a 153.7. All right, we'll try 34 watts. Oh, look at that though, 9,153.1. 32 hertz. Ah, look at that though, we got to that 10,000 watts at 1.7 ohms. Of course, we're sitting at 14 volts, and we got a 150.7. So these guys peak pretty similar to the avatars that we had in here. Two, almost 1,100 watts at 1.7 ohms at that 14 volt. So again, this amp is definitely appropriately rated. Hey, it just really wants that voltage that unfortunately we don't have. There you have it, guys. Fun seeing what the avatars could do, and fun hooking up these Defbonts fight subs to see how they could do. I love doing these kind of budget setups where you don't got to spend a ton of money on subs, but hey, so long as you have tons of surface area, you are still absolutely getting down. These things have been fun to have. Thank you to Defbonts so much for sending me these guys. 2 sets out for y'all. Remember, giveaway on these over on my Facebook page, so go follow that. Here in a couple days, I'll post the details for that so you can be entered. But anyway, there it is, guys. That's gonna do it for this video. Remember, as always, y'all, keep basing on.